Have you ever been curious as to how to adapt your Canon LP-E6 batteries to your newer Sony mirrorless camera? Well, the Indiepro Universal Power Pod allows you to do just that. And today, I'm going to tell you if this is worth your money or not. If you've seen any of my other videos recently, I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but you know that back in September of 2016, I switched from Canon DSLRs primarily to these Sony mirrorless cameras for shooting video. Specifically, I have the Sony a6300 because I wanted to get 4K video kind of on the more inexpensive side. I had a bunch of Canon LP-E6 batteries, and when I got this camera, I really didn't want to have to purchase new Sony NP batteries because when it comes to shooting video like this, those batteries suck. They're not very good because they are so tiny. This particular one will work with the newer Sony cameras that use the Sony NP battery, so things like the a6300, the a6500, a7S, a7R, those kinds of things. So getting into what I consider the pros of this product is that it allows you to use two Canon LP-E6 batteries at one time, and they are hot swappable. So if one of the batteries dies, you can swap them out and just keep rolling, and you do not have to stop, which is very nice. Now, you don't have to use both batteries at the same time, but again, it will give you the most juice and most power out of the device by using both batteries. And then since this does mount outside the camera, and you can throw this wherever you want to, it is easy to swap out the batteries as opposed to something like this with the Sony a6300, where the battery compartment's underneath. All you do is put the battery in once as far as the dummy battery is concerned, and then these two batteries can be swapped out whenever you need to. It's very easy and it's good for run and gun shooting. So with two Canon LP-E6 batteries, I get anywhere from 1 to 2 hours of video recording, and when I say 1 to 2 hours, I mean of pretty much straight recording. While this camera does stop you at 29 minutes 59 seconds as far as recording is concerned, I shot a bunch of interviews with this setup and only had it gone through 2 batteries, and I shoot those at 4K, 24 frames a second and 100 megabits. So I'm able to just keep going and I don't have any issues as far as power is concerned. If I'm just doing kind of things like B-roll and I'm starting and stopping the camera at different intervals in time, I get closer to an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of juice. So I'm not sure if it's directly related to using this product, but I have not had any issues since I've started using this as far as overheating is concerned. Even after the firmware update, I still had issues with overheating when I was using the included NP battery from Sony, and since I switched to this, there is less heat it seems produced in the camera because again it's just a dummy battery that's inside, so any heat that will be produced is produced by the unit, which is someplace off of the camera itself. So again, I've been able to go for over an hour shooting interviews in 4K, and I have not had the camera overheat, which has been very nice because that has always been a concern of mine since I purchased this unit. Now getting into the cons of this. Now sometimes when you go to pop the battery in, the batteries themselves don't feel like they're super secure to the unit. I haven't actually had them fall out on me or anything, but maybe down the road with more wear and tear, that may be something that's more prone to this product. Also, there is no on or off switch, is once you put the battery in, there's a blue LED indicator light that pops on, and it stays on. So even if you're not using the camera, that does tell me that there is being a little bit of power drawn from the unit when the batteries are plugged in. So it's a little bit of concern, but again, I still get a lot of runtime with this, so it's not too dramatic. But again, maybe more down the road with these batteries and this adapter, it's still drawing power, so I'm not sure that's gonna get any worse or not. So I do use a small rig cage with my Sony a6300, and the dummy battery that came included with it is a little tight when you go to close it in, just because of the way the cage is constructed. I do have to kind of bend the cord a little bit. It does give me a little bit of concern that this will fray, maybe this won't work, because this is the only dummy battery that I have, but I haven't had any problems with that, but I can see more issues down the road. So I guess in conclusion for this product, is it worth it? I mean, this is definitely targeted to a specific user and a specific audience. So now someone like me who has switched from Canon, has a lot of Canon batteries, and wanted to use this with the Sony camera, it's great, and I think it's ideal for people who are in a situation like I am. For anyone else who is starting out with, say, Sony is their first line of cameras that they're starting out with, this might not be super ideal for them because this is other stuff you have to worry about. There are more mounting points you have to worry about. It's another thing that can break and can go wrong with the unit. But for something like the Franken rig that I have essentially created over here, this works kind of well with that. And I do like that this does extend the use and the runtime of my camera when I'm out in the field shooting interviews or getting B-roll and stuff like that. One thing I will address is yes, with these Sony cameras, you can power them through the USB port on the side with something like a USB battery bank. When I started using this camera, that is something that I started out using for a while when I was shooting interviews. However, it was prone to overheating when I was doing that because it was essentially just recharging the battery inside and it was getting really warm. Also too, you have to kind of mount it and keep it with the camera at all times, and that was another thing I didn't want to have to worry about. I didn't really have a way to securely mount a battery bank to it without doing like rubber bands or something like that. So I like how this mounts to my rig with the rail system because of that accessory that I have on there. But that is just one thing I did want to address, because you can use USB battery banks for this, but again, this is targeted to who I think is a specific user and a specific audience. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this down the road. If you have any questions about the Indiepro Universal Power Pod, please leave those in the comments down below and I will make sure to get back to you about that. Also, if you think I could have gone about external power with this camera rig any other different way, feel free to leave that in the comments down below and I'll make sure to take that into consideration. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.